I oftentimes get really overwhelmed from my own self, specifically the self that includes tendencies to do like 4,389 things all at the same time. In this video, I'm sharing how I embrace this instead of letting it overwhelm me and have kind of used it to my strength. I've been wanting to do an art market for a very long time, and I finally decided that if I don't pull the trigger and apply to be a vendor and pay my dues, then I'd never do it, or I'd probably procrastinate even more. So I did it, I pulled the trigger, and I decided, what if I incorporated all my interests and things that I enjoy doing into one, and my booth could display my art and how crazy the right hemisphere of my brain is. It'll be fun. So I prepared for 2 months, give or take. I'm really not sure how long it took in total because it was split by a trip and raising a small human. Before starting any new goal or task, I like to have a clean workspace. For me, a clean workspace is a clean headspace and it allows my ideas to flow more efficiently. I can't create in clutter, though as the projects pile up, the clutter for me is pretty inevitable, but I was able to keep somewhat organized and on task by kind of writing everything down, keeping a list, and grouping my tasks all together. I started by tracing everything, then pressing, then sewing, and then like turning everything right side out, and then stuffing, and then painting, and so on and so forth. So kind of just grouping everything as one, even though it involved different projects, helped keep me on task and keep me organized. Don't freak out about the baby with the scissors. She's very cautious. She listens very well, so I like involve her in a lot of things, and I feel like it's helpful for her development and her understanding of the surroundings, or like how to use tools and how to be careful and all that stuff. I could be completely wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a first-time mom. Anyways, I swear the Lord was telling me it's going to be okay because she's usually very what's the opposite of independent? Like dependent on me for entertainment. So I feel like she was so independent and she was very okay with just hanging out on the table with me. She likes to partake in what I'm doing, carefully obviously, but that's kind of our thing. Majority of the time she was so good that I was able to do a lot of things with her and have her with me. Usually I get everything done during nap times and at night or before she wakes up, and that takes a toll on me. So the fact that we could just do it together was awesome. My booth incorporated all these different little side projects I had going on that I decided that I wanted to put into one, and that includes little baby rattle toys. I had my daughter's favorite Lulu horse doll. I had my heirloom horses that are always a fan favorite. I made a new design, which is probably my favorite out of this whole project, and it didn't get as much footage as I wanted to, is my little Bessie Moo, the cow. And that one was so much fun because I made her little bell and a little ear tag, and I need to do a video for that one. It sounds crazy, but even though I had all these different projects going on and doing a bunch of different things at once, I felt like that was my groove and that was my workflow, like my creative flow, and I really enjoyed that. When I went to stuff, I realized that I had gone through my whole box of filling, and it always makes me so happy when I go through a whole box because that means that I'm making stuff and using it. However, I didn't realize how little I had left, and therefore I needed to wait until my order came in before I was able to really get started, because stuffing takes the bulk of the time on any project that I do. I usually order my filling in bulk in big boxes. I find for me that it's cheaper that way. The polyfill can get kind of pricing, the one that I use, and for a big box, I'll usually do like a 5 or 10 pound box. And I don't know, sometimes those 10 pound boxes can get up to like $50. Put it against the wall or in the corner.
Your room.
I want some discussion about it.
The corner.
So, initiate new hobby and product line. Sublimation. First thing I needed was more space, so I brought home my old cabinet thing that has just been sitting in our barbershop back room, and it was perfect. It was perfect little station. I ended up naming my printer Charlie's Sublimation Station. I know, so original. Sublimating in itself could be like a 30-minute video, so I'm not gonna get into it here, but here's just the fun part, which is like the unboxing and the ranging, and then I procrastinated to get it done, and then I chose to try it out when I shouldn't have. But anyways, I won't get into it this way. multifunctional digital heat press machine. Yeah. I didn't even look how big the mug thing was, and I'm kind of nervous now because this isn't what I thought. I got these can jars, and I was really excited to use, but now I feel like they're not gonna fit unless I did end up getting it to work, but I was so frustrated with the instructions and figuring it out. It was very broken English, and I'll have to make a video on it because I couldn't find any videos on it. So I figure I'll help somebody out who got the same heat press as me. Stay tuned for that video. Out of the box, I took a shower, and now I'm going to get everything out of the box. I don't think I'm gonna set anything up. I think I'm just gonna get it out of the box and just put it here. Look at these cute like displays from Daiso today. They were like $2. I'm probably gonna go back for more of these bikes. I don't know what I want to use them for, but they're so cute. They'll be cute like plant holders too. This is like a very nice sturdy easel. Okay, all right, let's see what Shaquille O'Neal's talking about. This is really nice and light. I kind of wanted to go for the bigger printer because you could print bigger size paper, but this is a good beginner option at a good price too. This printer is so cute, so little. And then all the inks that it comes with. Of course, I'm not going to use this ink. I'm going to convert it to the sublimation ink. So I got this sublimation ink. So I'm going to set this aside. Maybe I can sell it on like Facebook Marketplace or something. This is such a cute little printer. Come look. I also like this printer because the scanner setting is really high. This is the spouts for all the ink. Yeah, I'm gonna finish doing this tomorrow, but I'm so excited. This is so fun. This little tiny, what a cutie patootie. Okay, my stuffing has arrived, and it actually ended up coming in a day or two early, and I was so excited about that. So let's get to stuffing everything. When I make these, I like to have like a nice firm stuff, but then also have like a little bit of squish too, because I feel like it feels better like that as like a doll. And the main part that I want to have the majority of the firmness in is the head going down to the neck. It's a little bit different how I stuffed it with the old pattern. The new way, with all in one piece, I sew in the ears with the head. Like it's a similar look, but different process. And that allows me to get a lot of firmness into the head and the neck part so that it can be a little bit more stable and the stuffing won't shift around as much. And then when it comes to the stuffing of the rest of the body, I can kind of just like shove it in there and it's gonna be okay. And then I'll kind of just fill in a little bit of spots. I usually go a little bit at a time to prevent the lumpiness, but when it's just a big bulky area and you don't have to worry about filling in shapes and forms, I tend to just fill up as much as possible, as quickly as possible, because I'm not worried about those little tiny details. So now that I've pushed in like a big bunch, I'll go back in with my hemostats and kind of pinch a point in the stuffing bundle and then I'll kind of just push it up into place. I like to make the neck nice and supported and firm.
I was thinking maybe I could have an illustration of I make like so many like perfectionism a lot when I like illustration.
So I recently removed a tree out of my friend's yard, and I had the hopes that it would revive itself and that I could plant it in mine. That wasn't the case, but I kept it anyway, and it's now deceased outside. And I refused to throw it away because I felt like it looked really pretty dead. So I took some branches off yesterday to give my kid something to play with in the sandbox. Like, we were pretending they're mini trees, and I was like, what if they were mini trees and we could use them as like decor or something? What if we spray painted it?
Yeah.
What if we spray painted it with glitter?
Yeah.
And make it shiny? Yeah.
Yeah. Painting.
Painting?
Painting.
Painting?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, this is a good one. This would be cute. This is a good one. It looks silly outside because it looks like a dead tree, but when you bring it inside the house, it looks so pretty. So I'm thinking of using this as part of my display for the market. And it stands up so nicely. Could be like a pretend, see, a little pretend tree that I'll place some critters in. Also, I finished these cows yesterday. Look how fun. I don't know. Given a branch and I placed it next to my grandma because she is where I inherited this personality trait from. So thanks, Grandma. I hope you enjoy your dead branch. So as you can see, a lot of times inspo will randomly come to me. I always try to step away from what I'm working on so that I can have the opportunity to see what I'm working on from a new perspective when I go back to it. There's always more opportunity for me to get inspo when I'm exposing myself to new things, new environments, new activities, and whatnot. This is true, especially when I'm putting things together and adding on the details for some reason. Like I'll take a break when it feels kind of overwhelming, and then when I go back I'm like, oh, this isn't actually so bad, or oh, maybe I should try it this way and it'll be easier. I usually like to take that break when the feeling of like that creative flow just kind of dies out and you need a little spark. The break is like a little coffee or something for my creative brain. I wish I had better lighting. Nice and even. Is special walnut. This is also water-based and it's also by Bear, so this would pair well with the pre-conditioner. These are the ones that I use. Now I'm going to be applying some polyurethane. You don't want to shake it because you're going to make bubbles, so I'm just kind of stirring it around, or you could use like a paint stick. The finish for this one is satin, so it's not too glossy, not too matte. This part is usually pretty fast. It's milky white at first, but it ends up having a nice soft finish. So don't fret about the milky white color. I'm probably gonna give it 30 minutes. There's no humidity in Vegas. There's very little, and this dries so fast here. See, it's already dry. That shine is just because it's a satin finish. I'm going to paint the backs of them so they're a little bit more finished. I'm happy with how this looks with the fish. I'm super excited. So yeah, and since my paint is gonna be out while the backs are drying, I'm gonna move on to the ducks. Wait a second, why do I like this green a lot better? Leave these off. I am so happy with how this color turned out. It doesn't look, it looks a little bit different on the camera, but this is a beautiful yellow forest green. Perfect, I'll have to remember that little mixture. Now the confidence kind of died down a little bit, and I'm starting to get nervous and I'm starting to get anxious, and I don't want to talk to a bunch of strangers, and it's very intimidating if you're introverted to do these type of markets because of the reasons I just said. But I know that if I don't do it and I don't force myself to do it and like step out of my box, I'm probably never gonna do it. I have finished one! Painting, that is. This is a simple bay pony that I made. And I mean, she still needs her eyes and nose and stuff, but like the hard part is over because the painting's done. So I'm gonna let her feet dry. I usually put them on the end of the table like this and let their feet hang over. And it dries really quick. So now I'm just gonna finish up with the rest. I have my 2 Budweiser Clydesdales. They're coming together. Sweet little Seal Bay. I gave him some dapples. Just finished my 3rd to the last horse. Does that mean I have 2 left? I have 2 horses left to paint, and it is now I think almost 3, and I've been painting since 8:30. So do I dare do my last 2 or should I take a break? That is always my dilemma, and I always just keep going. But I think this time, especially because these are going to be a little bit more challenging to paint, I am going to take a break. I just got my Amazon package. I've been ordering so much stuff and I hate that because I just feel like that's less profit, you know, but I have to change my mindset and just think investment. It's not like I'm buying it for fun. It's like a necessity. Okay, this is not even anything fun. It's toothpaste. I thought it was my market stuff. Okay, I'm taking a break. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Measured to make sure that this was around the same. Yeah. Yep. All that's left to do is mount our fish here. On the wood. And then I take it into a clamp. And just a little bit seems to be going a long way. And then I've just been hanging them over the side. And then when they're dry, help you? Okay, ready, 1. So when I loosen the clamp a little bit, and it doesn't quite move, then I am happy with it. Happy! And I let the rest of the drying be on the shelf. Help me, I'm coming. Ready? Oh, Ducky, I'm just cleaning up the fishy. What are you doing? Items. I just feel like my things that I make just require a lot of detail, and I enjoy putting so much little details in them. I'm also really excited about this bunch because I'm putting everything to use. Like I've done woodworking, I've done staining, I've done my sewing, I've done painting, now I'm doing polymer clay. I did some jewelry tinkering for the cows. This is also for the cows. And that makes me so happy, and that makes me so feel very fulfilled that I get to utilize all the things that I enjoy, and it's all morphing together as one. Like I said, I felt like this bunch of projects, or actually just working on making this market happen as a whole, has made me feel very fulfilled. Instead of being overwhelmed by the desire of like wanting to do all these different hobbies and like, you know, there's different interests, there's clay, there's wood staining, and there's so much going on in this video. I was able to really handpick which one of them I could utilize for every project. So yeah, from sewing to wood staining, I had polymer clay and the molding, and you know, making keychains, down to like the graphic design and such for stickers, and just all over branding of my booth. I really dabbled into all of my interests. if you feel like you need to narrow down your interests so that you can focus on just a few or maybe one thing so that you can like really improve, just know that you don't have to do that. Perhaps you could do what I kind of did and just mush them all together. Sure, I feel like if you focus on one thing, yes, you're going to put all your energy there and of course you're going to improve faster. But for me, I think I'm just learning to enjoy what I'm doing. It's not always a race. And I need to remind myself of that. I'll get there when I get there. If I ever feel the need to like narrow down my project types and whatnot to maybe better brand my business, or you know how they always say like niche down and stuff like that, I don't know, I'll get to that. But right now I feel like this is working for me and my little handmade creations, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think that's what matters the most. Now I'm gonna fit little Bessie here. Okay, well, that's way too long. What the heck? Well, I'm gonna shorten it. I don't know how I measured it for it to be that long, but we need to take it way up. Alrighty, we're back with day 586. I don't know. My table is a giant mess right now, but I'm super excited because I finished all of the mains, which is the most time-consuming and like monotonous task to do for those guys because it's just over and over. Anyways, now I'm adding everybody's eyes on. From a business standpoint, I feel like I'm eventually gonna have to like pick one thing and just do that. Just do what I just said. Get better at one thing and improve on it and grow from there. But on the other hand, and I feel like one of the most important things about art is how you feel while doing it. So if you want to take a business approach, you should take a business approach. But if you want to take a for funsies approach, maybe you should take the for funsies approach and just enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy the creative flow. Now I'm giving advice. I should not be giving advice right now. I should take my own advice and just enjoy what I'm doing. Because sometimes I get overwhelmed. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. Okay. So funny, the market actually ended up getting canceled and rescheduled for that following Monday. So it's supposed to be on a Saturday. It ended up being on Labor Day Monday because of the rain. We've been having crazy monsoon weather in Vegas, and I ended up doing a whole bunch of stuff that I kind of wanted to do, but I didn't necessarily have time for. Like I made some doll clothes. I added final details on my little baggies and whatnot. I ended up like stamping and embossing them. Me and the baby put stickers on little candies as thank yous and whatnot. I hand painted my sign, which was quite the task, but it was a learning lesson. I totally put the and sign like way far to the left, so I had to like compensate that with some weird stitching design that wasn't in the logo, but I made it work. I really wish that I wasn't so shy to like record my own booth. Like, why would I be shy to record? Anyways, weird. I ended up not having a lot of footage of that, so here's my little mock setup that I did in my room. I look back at it now, I feel like it's kind of cluttered, but I had fun. It was definitely a learning experience. I thought this part was funny because when I was a kid, my mom used to put a bunch of her handmade dolls and stuff like that around me and make me take pictures with them. So I thought it was funny that I would do that with my daughter now. So weird how like it came back full circle and whatnot. Anyways, just wanted to include that funny thing. Overall, doing this kind of market is no joke, from like the making to the moving all of your stuff to the venue, breaking down, setting up, socializing. It's so much, and I couldn't have done it without the support system that I had. My friends are amazing. My friends supported me. I had a great first time market neighbor. She makes these cute little crochet plushies. There she is. So fun. I'm gonna link her below. I don't know why I suck at recording in public, so I only managed to get a little bit of footage and some still shots. I hope you enjoyed watching my creative chaos, and if you need a little push, just do the market. Okay, bye.